Oh, shoot.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of How We Do It. Let's see what we got today. What we got? Oh, we got ourselves a chuck roast. Let's go ahead and make a beef bourguignon. We got that chuck roast out, washed off and patted dry. Next thing we gotta do is chop it down into some nice cubes, like this. We're gonna hit it with some salt and pepper, and we're gonna let it hang out off to the side. In the meantime, I got a pot over here with some water that we're gonna use to blanch these pearl onions. Alright, check me out. For these pearl onions, they're a pain in the ass to take the skins off. You know what I'm saying? So I cut off the end right here. We're gonna drop it in this boiling water for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. That's gonna blanch them and soften up that outside skin so we'll be able to peel it off. After that minute and a half is up, we'll drop it in this ice bath and let it hang out for a little bit. While those onions are hanging out, I took about 5 strips of thick cut bacon and dropped it in this pot. I put it on medium to low heat, and we're gonna let this bacon render down its fat. Of course, come over, check on your bacon, give it a mix. For those onions, you see this tip right here? We're gonna cut that off right there, boom. And then you should be able to peel the skin right off. Should look like that when it's done. Nice and pretty. You know what I'm saying? All right, that bacon's just about ready. We're gonna pull that out and put that off to the side. You got that bacon out, looking beautiful. I didn't need all that bacon grease, so I kept some of that off to the side. I also added some garlic oil, and we're gonna take that chuck roast that we had earlier and sear it off on all sides. You're gonna have to sear that chuck roast in batches. Now that we got our chuck roast all seared off and looking beautiful, we can take our onion, celery, and carrots and drop it in this pot and give it a quick saute with some butter and garlic. Gonna drop that garlic in. Did about 5 cloves. I let that garlic go for about a minute. And now I'm gonna start putting my chuck roast back in there. Also got about 4 tablespoons of flour we're gonna drop in. We're gonna give that a mix. We're gonna let that cook for about 2 minutes. Now I'm gonna take some red wine and drop that in. I'm gonna give that a mix. And then we're gonna take some beef broth and drop that in until the meat is completely submerged. Then we're gonna drop 2 bay leaves. We're also gonna take some thyme, drop that in. Some rosemary, that's going in. And we're gonna bring this up to a simmer. Once we get this up to a simmer, we're gonna drop it in the oven at 300 degrees until that meat becomes fall apart. Don't forget to add a little bit of salt. You could leave this on the stove on low heat, but I just like putting it in the oven, you know what I'm saying? I got some baby bella mushrooms right here that I gave a quarter chop. I still got these pearl onions also. When it's about an hour left of that beef bourguignon, we're gonna saute these baby bella mushrooms, we're gonna saute these pearl onions, and throw them into the pot. Of course, you gotta hit it with some salt. And some pepper. Alright, check me out. I let this cook in the oven for about 3.5 hours. Then I took those pearl onions and dropped those in for about 30 minutes. Then I strained everything out, all the liquid, and I put that liquid in this pot. I reduced this down for about 20-30 minutes to where it gets nice and thick. As you can see, it's coating, looking delicious. About that time we start to plate up. Whoo! Check out that beef bourguignon. Looking delicious. You already know what time it is. I'm curious about that chuck roast right there. I'll show you how tender it is. Boom. See? See how it just falls apart like that? Oh yeah. That richness and that creaminess with those mashed potatoes. So delicious. Can't stop eating it. See? You already know. Like, subscribe, share, comment. You already know. Stay tuned.